and welcome to Letha's Real Talk, where we come to educate, empower, nurture, motivate, and bring awareness to all people from all walks of life. We are ordinary people striving to bring a much needed change and to help as many people as possible. Now, let's welcome our host, Miss Letha Goodman.
Thank you for tuning in to Letha's Real Talk. I am your host, Letha Goodman. So today, I want to talk about restoration. Um, I want to talk about consolation. I want to talk about us finding our peace. So many women are so used to we want to fix everybody. We want to fix every situation. We have it made up in our minds on how we want things to be. We get some of us to a point in life to where we know what we want. We know how we want it. We got everything mapped out accordingly. And I've realized and I've come to understand the fact that just because I decide that I want something to be a certain way in my head, just because I'm determined that at this point in my life, I've decided that this is how certain things should be, just because I've come to the realization that things should be a little different and things are not going according to the way they should go in order to get the outcome that's expected to get to, I realized that everybody is not going to be on board with your thought process. Everybody is not going to be on board with your planning process. Everybody is not going to be on board or in agreement with you that these is how things need to be and this is how things need to go. And I want to come today and just focus first on restoration. When I talk about restoring something and when I talk about fulfillment and your peace, I'm talking about restoring yourself for yourself. Not restoring yourself or repairing yourself for other people, not restoring yourself or repairing yourself based off the expectations of other people. I'm speaking on restoration in regards to inner fulfillment for yourself. Listen, I get it. You know, there is nothing wrong with wanting change. There is nothing wrong with when you see something that needs to be improved and you want improvement. There is nothing wrong when you see somebody that you care for or you love and you're trying to give them insight and you're trying to guide them. There is nothing wrong with offering those things to people, but what we have to understand is, as well as we put that same energy and those same emphasis to all of these things and all of these situations and all of these people that we want to change, we need to work on restoring ourselves and restore yourself to be a better version of yourself. Listen, I'm a firm believer that even inside my home, it's always some work that can be done inside my home. I'm a firm believer, as well as my finances, when it comes to my finances. There is always some improvement that I can have with my finances. I am a firm believer that this world is not the world that I want it to be. I'm a firm believer that I feel like that there are so many corrections and there are so many adjustments that needs to be done in this world. Yes, I admit it. I admit the fact that I don't agree with everything that's legal. I admit the fact that there are some things that are legal that I feel that are not right. I admit the fact that I agree that there are some things that are not right that have been allowed to be made legal. Look, I agree that is so much change on so many different levels, and there's so many things that need to be torn down, and there's so many things that need to be built up. I agree that the foundation is broken on so many different levels when it comes to the life of others, when it comes to what I see other people doing, when I come to what I am visualizing what's happening in this world. I agree that it's so many things that I don't dislike, or so many things that, look, I want to see change. But I also agree that as well as I want this change to happen in this world, in certain situations, in other people, I need to continue to work on changing myself. And not changing myself because I want the approval for other people. I know what it's like to try to get other people to approve of you. I know what it's like to do things hoping that somebody will notice you. I know what it's like to do things and to put energy into an aspect, and you want other people to acknowledge you. You want other people to praise you. I want to come on and I want to encourage us all that we need to focus on inner self restoration. We need to focus on inner self improvement. We need to work on inner self building a better foundation. We need to work on the true restoration within ourselves. As well as you feel like this world could be better, as well as you feel like your neighborhood or your city or your state could be better, as well as you feel like there are a lot of things going on in the world or with other people that you don't like, what is it truly that you are unsatisfied with about yourself? Part of something I need to work on is I made myself so accessible to people to the point to where sometimes people feel like they can dump any type of energy on me. I made myself so accessible to people. We want to help people and listen to people and nurture people and be that human being that people can say whatever they want to say to, and vent however they want to vent. And I've realized that I've been attracting people that just want to dump any type of stuff on me. And so what I realize is if I'm not in agreement to how people are utilizing how I have given my availability to them, I've learned that, look, I have to do some rebuilding. Look, I have to do some restoration. Listen, I have to set a better foundation, or more of a stable foundation that is going to be in a way that I want it to be. I may not be able to control what's on somebody's mind. Listen, I can't control the next person's actions, but what I can control is I can control myself and what I allow people to give me. Restoring, restoration. I need so many things to be done within myself, and I'm constantly working on myself, and sometimes I slip and I put focus on what other people need to work on, but we need to truly restore ourselves, repair yourself, rebuild yourself, focus more on you being better, because a better you creates a better society, and a better society honestly creates a better world. What more would you have anybody else to do for you than the sacrifices and the endurance and the time and the energy and what you're willing to do for yourself? Listen, I am a person who will say what's on my mind. I'm a person who will be dedicated to the cause, but yet and still, I'm still a person who also understands the fact that as much insight or guidance as nurturing as I have, as much as I want certain things to change, as much as I want other people to be better, as much as I feel that this world is not focusing enough on morale and respect and peace, I also understand the fact that I have to do some things within myself also. I have to be that change that I want to see. And I also understand that there are some motions and there are some time frames and there are some assignments that I am going to be doing things without other people. You can have a family, You can have teachers, you can have mentors. Listen, you can be a part of organizations, you can be a part of a big umbrella of things, but there are sometimes certain things that you're going to have to set yourself apart from so that you can work on restoring you. And when you restore something, you restore it to polish it and you do it to make it better. Listen, if you feel like you don't have enough hours in the day and you're getting up at 7 a.m., then I want to encourage you to get up at 5:30 or 6 o'clock a.m. Listen, if you feel like you got too many things on your plate, I want to come here and remind you that there are some things that you need to take off your plate. There are some things that you're toting around that belong to other people that don't even belong to you. Listen, there are some stresses and some burdens that you're carrying because you have made the burdens and some stresses of other people your burdens and your stresses, and now you don't even have the mental capacity to do what it is you need to do to improve yourself. I want to sit here and tell you, you need to work on restoring you. It's amazing how we can find so many different things that need to be changed on so many different levels and so many things and so many people. But when it comes to us, we don't want to change us. Listen, if your health is not where you know your health needs to be, I want to tell you, do what it is that you know you need to do. Listen, if you're tired of spending too much money, I want to encourage you to stop spending in excess and just focus on spending on things that are your need. Hey, we don't have to have a TV. We may want a TV. Guess what? It may be a family of 5, you may be a family of 6, but you don't have to have 2 bathrooms. You don't have to have 3, 4, 5 bedroom home. Listen, I get it. I get it. I understand. But guess what? You only got one set of feet for those of us who have feet. Some of us don't even have feet. But guess what? You can only wear one pair of shoes at a time. Listen, I get it. I get it that you don't want to be depleted of all of your financial resources. I get it that you don't want to be depleted of all of your energy, but I also understand the fact that when you think there's someone out there that don't understand, there's somebody who may not understand their situation well enough, but they will wish that they was in your situation so they could have your struggles and that so they could have your battles, because there is a possibility that their struggles, their battles, and they have an imbalance that is way worse than yours. And so how do you get there? You get there every day and you wake up and you just be grateful for the day. And you are determined that you're going to make the day better by being a better version of you. You need to be determined that if there's something on your agenda for yourself that you want to do, you're going to do it. You're going to take a step back and stop dwelling on the fact of you not being enough for other people, and you work on being enough for yourself. Be thankful. Be thankful that you have the life that you have. I get it that some of us was raised differently and we are taught differently. I get that some of us come from so many different ethnic backgrounds and demographic backgrounds, and our cultures are different. I get it. And I am here to tell you that mine is not better than yours. Yours is not better than mine. And instead of us critiquing each other, instead of us critiquing everything that we don't like, why don't we critique ourselves more often? Listen, I get it. I understand the fact that we're not going to always agree. I understand the fact that you may like red and I may like yellow. I understand the fact that, hey, sometimes I may like curly and other people may prefer straight. Listen, I get it. I understand the fact that some people are more so into the form and era. Some people may be more so into technology. I get it. I get that some people may be more political, where some people choose not to be political at all. Listen, I get it. I get it all. And I want to understand it all. But I don't want to be such a person who critiques it all to the point that I'm becoming so critical of everything and everybody else, and so critical of this world, and so critical of the faults that I see that I think need to be different, that I fail to realize and understand that I have to start with me. You have to start with you. I understand that it's a struggle when you're striving to build, and when you are trying to, complete assignments, and you want people to get on board. Listen, I know what it's like for people to tell you they're going to participate on something, or participate in something, or do something, and then they bail out on you. I get it. I get it all. But I also get the fact on how important it is to constantly focus on inner self restoration, constantly focus on having a firmer foundation for yourself. Focus enough to understand, to truly understand the fact that you cannot be anymore, you should not expect any better than the better that you bring to the table yourself. I understand that you may need finances to fund your business, and you may know people in your family, you may have friends, you may have well-known associates who may have the finances that you have. And I understand that you really truly believe that your idea is a grand idea and people need to get on board. But guess what? I also understand the fact that we cannot expect people to invest more in us than we're willing to invest in ourselves. Focus on building a better foundation and restoring yourself. Restore yourself on all aspects. Focus on restoring yourself financially. Focus more on your discipline. Focus more on not being such a procrastinator as I am. Focus more on your health. Your mental and your physical and your spiritual health is very important. I understand that people want to get to the end, but I also know that a lot of people are not willing to go through the process. I understand. I understand that you get tired and you feel like you're constantly starting over. I know what it's like to feel like you're not getting anywhere. I know what it's like to feel like, look, you keep hitting a brick wall. But you also have to focus on restoration for yourself. Constantly repairing while preparing yourself. I want to say that again. You need to be constantly focused on repairing while preparing yourself. Because you're repairing those things that need to be worked on, but you're preparing yourself for the greater you, for the better new. You're preparing yourself knowing that greater is coming. Smile more, even if it hurts you. Listen, we're all people who were put here for a purpose and a plan, I truly believe. And I believe that sometimes we don't focus on ourselves enough to even understand what part of our assignment on this earth may even be. But I also understand that as well as you see that there needs to be a change, be the change that you feel like it needs to be, and represent the change that you want to see. Listen, thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in to Letha's Real Talk. I am your host, Letha Goodman. You can reach me on all social media at hashtag Letha Goodman, at hashtag Letha's Real Talk. I apologize. And I want to give an awesome shout out to the Everyday Woman TV network, who has given me the ability to be a part of a platform to bring more wellness and more change, as Letha's Real Talk works on combining different diversities of people from all walks of life, from all across the globe. I thank you all. Good day.